What's up, YouTube? Here to shoot another video. This video gonna be about the racehorse. And if anybody could just imagine to think about a racehorse, that's just pretty much the person that's just speeding through life, racing through life, the racehorse. It's like, the story with the hare and the tortoise, the rabbit and the turtle. This particular video gonna speak on that and give some details. Anything that I miss out on, I might make a part 2 of the video. Or, if you got some questions, anything I left out, that I need to address, you can leave it in the comments and we could discuss it. So for all you dudes that's planners and, you guys is full of patience, this video is not for you. This is to all my racehorses out here. Particularly city people, city folks, if you want to call them. That's one thing about me coming from the city. I never left that racehorse mentality, and I actually brought it to trucking. And there's a lot of truckers out here that see me, and they can just see the signs of a racehorse, and they want to slow me down. Hey, youngin, a lot of old folks do, especially. Hey, youngin, I was where you was at. It got me nowhere, and they try to give me game on how to move like the tortoise. But again, that is so hard for me. I try it. I work on stuff on a daily basis to try to get into that routine, but it's rather hard. So, what I do, I try to figure out how I can make my racehorse mentality benefit for me and all you racehorses out here that just can't get, you can't see it. A lot of the young boys, and that's the problem, a lot of old heads try to talk to the young boys. So we could do this in a lot of perspective because, it's like old head versus young head. But right now, I'm sort of in the old head category, but I still got the young boy mentality. But anyway, a lot of old heads try to talk to the young boys, and they just no relations because the young boys is still in the racehorse mentality. So we could talk about the flaws of the racehorse mentality, and I'm pretty sure you guys already know. I should give you the benefits and then screw you over later, like a lot of these dudes do. Well, I'm gonna give you the flaws because that's just the topic of discussion right now. And this is things that you're trying to work on. So the racehorse mentality, what it would do for you on a good note. I know I said I don't say about the bad stuff, but I'd rather talk about the comparatives. It will run you up a lot of money, a lot of positives, a lot of athletic ability. Whatever you want to use this mentality for, like the person that studies, all day, like the racehorse and don't know how to plan it out. They just go, or work out, or, getting money. Everything is in a racehorse mentality. So you will excel faster than a lot of people. But see, the thing about this game is, this is why they say that we start off first and finish last, because that mentality is going to give you the jump start. While everybody pacing themselves and then, resting, pacing themselves, planning it out, pacing themselves, doing what they got to do and then planning out the rest of their day. Meanwhile, the racehorse, we just taking off. We don't have no chill button, no sit down for nothing. Everything is just on go. And then, yes, obviously, we're gonna lead the race pretty much. And you got a lot of guys, they sit back and they wait because they're like, well, okay, how long is it gonna last? They analyzing you already as a racehorse. And but a lot of them be sick though, because when things don't happen like they thought, they feel like now they got to catch up. So sometimes, we racehorses change the tortoise into actually racehorse too, because now you're like, man, I got to catch up. But, some of them, they kind of stay behind because they just sit back and wait for your downfall. And that's a pretty bad mentality to have. But I think it's about the rules of, of nature. If nature says when you go out fast, you're gonna slow down or you're gonna come to a stop, the people who understand the laws of nature, they're gonna sit back and say, well, we're gonna wait till this person fall off and then we're gonna go take off from there and explain, the real ways and how you're supposed to really gain success. So That's the good part about being a racehorse. You're gonna take off fast, but in the midst of going fast at a fast rate, what happens is you make a lot of mistakes in between the time because you're not sitting back to, watch out for the traps that's out here. There's a lot of traps out here, and if you're just thinking of money, we're thinking, this is why we locked into this mentality. We thinking, well, I can outrun the problems. I stay on the track, I stay running. All the problems. Guess what I do? I'll just pay for all the problems as they go, and then hopefully. But if you do the math on that, a lot of times what happens is the problems outweigh the success that come with your race. Just depending on the type of race you got. You can get out here and get $100,000 at a time money. So, if you only, wind up with $30,000 of problems that you ran in the midst of your run, you kind of still in the good. You got $7,000 left over. But the problem is a lot of relationships is being lost. Your records is being jeopardized. A lot of things is on the line when you make these rash decisions of just going and not thinking about, all the pitfalls out here that could actually ruin you at the end. Because who wants $100,000 and now they got to sit down for like 6 months because their license is messed up. So, you got to think of safety. You got to think of the laws and rules and regulations that you have to follow. You can't just get out here and say, I want the money and forget everything else and run and think you're going to outrun you, because money's not going to buy you out of everything that goes on. You can hire all the lawyers you want. And they probably can get you out of some situations, but there's some things that you just cannot get out of. So it's like, it's in your best interest to kind of understand that you have a racehorse mentality and learn how to prepare for everything else that's gonna come that can happen to you. So, study all the problems that you can face out here in whatever profession that you're doing. We're gonna try to keep it to trucking out here because I'm pretty much talking to my truckers out here right now. So so the good part about being a racehorse, again, you can get up ahead really quickly, really fast, at a faster rate. The problem is you're probably going to make a lot of mistakes out here in that mentality because you're not being mindful of all the things that's going on out here. But, like I said, a lot of our goal is, hey, whatever it takes to be a millionaire, I don't care, because I'm not getting it by sitting down here, no way. So I got to go take off and figure out how to get to these goals accomplished. So we're going to just run out here and then figure out everything else when it happens, because it didn't happen yet. So how can we really plan for stuff that didn't happen? That's why race is in front of race. Our mind is it's not only our body, our mind is racing too. We out here racing to get to the finish line of whatever it is. So let's just say $1 million is the finish line. But there's a lot of stuff within the race that can happen. So so one thing that, I suggest you guys to do is try to, whatever free time you have. I know you burn a lot of energy, and that's what happens when you on a racehorse mentality. You rest hard too, like a racehorse. You have to sleep because you burnt a lot of energy within your days. Like right now, I just had some coffee, and I take a lot of sugar, intake a lot of sugar, because I'm getting geared up for this race, for this race. And then the thing what happens is the crash. So I'll be wanting to go and study and understand and correct all the things that I've been out here doing. But by the time my time is up, it's time for me to go. I'm tired. I'm burnt out. I have to crash. So, there's going to be some things you're going to have to say. You're going to learn how to say no to certain things. Like, you know what? We're going to say that till tomorrow. And I know people are like, well, shoot, I only have a few hours. Tomorrow might not come. I want to do everything that I possibly can for the day. And see, I can tell you all this because I have the racehorse mentality. And, I'm realizing that this is in my best interest to adapt and balance this thing out. So it's like, well, how do you do that? I have to learn how to let go of some of these mentalities. Like, I gotta let this go. But my mind is like, this is just an example. My mind is like, no, I want to go right now. Like, so that's what's going on in my mind. But to make this thing work, and, because, see, like right now, I have a lot on the line right now, so I can't make some mistakes right now. So now I'm forced. Well, a lot of people is not, because they're like, hey, listen, this is all or nothing, so I gotta go. When you get to that point where you need this to work for you because you have a lot riding on the line, you have to stop to think. Okay? So it's the mental versus the physical now when it comes down to this. Okay? There's a lot of, balance and key points of being a racehorse and being in a racehorse mentality. So, I didn't really think of an ending point to this because it's just like I just had to shoot this video. So it's gonna probably seem like I'm rambling, and I'm already at 10 minutes already. But it's like, why stop? It's just because I feel like this is a very important lesson for a lot of you racehorses out here. My racehorse squad. I'm about to have a whole squad of y'all, because I know it's not just me out here that's just really out here trying to run it up. But it's like we gotta help each other get across this finish line because, the way life is going right now, society's going, it's like, listen, even you turtles out here, y'all gonna have to get on board, man. I know y'all like, nah, like that's the young boy mentality that's not gonna last too long. And look at my life. They can show you their life of letting things come to them and not being the aggressor that I have to go to everything. But I didn't come from that type of environment. I don't understand I don't understand that rules. Like, how could you let these things happen when you can take control of it and go get it and go towards doing something about whatever situation that you're in that you're trying to get out of? So it's hard for me. It's hard. I hear it. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people be thinking like, oh man, it's going in one ear out the other because I'm not acting on it immediately when I hear about these things. But I hear it. But I'm like an adrenaline junkie out here. So, we got speed limits out here. Like, we have to, and look, I'm gonna show it to you right here. You gotta do the speed limit, man. Do the speed limit, man. Slow down a little bit, because at the end of the day, when you do the speed limit, you can drive as long as you want to. Besides all the other stuff, that's just one of the main factors that get people booted out of here. So all you race horse mentality got brothers out here, apply that to something else. This is not the place you want to apply that to. There's a lot of things that you can apply that to. Don't let it be trucking. Do not let it be trucking. Let it be education or something like that. Like have a racehorse mentality where you just want to go and just read and understand stuff and just learn stuff. Be fast in that, the mental, because everything that happens to you cannot be punished for stuff that happened in your mental because it didn't come out yet. It's just when it started coming out. So, yeah, it's in the Bible, what you think, is a sin. But that's for the people that actually make it become a physical. So as long as it's in your head and you keep it there, you don't maintain that, listen, just put it in your head and that's it. But out here in the real world, when it comes to the physical, do not let a lot of that stuff seep out in trucking, because you will be booted out of here quick. A lot of people, we talking about truckers that went bankrupt, that didn't last long when they went on an op. But we should talk about the drivers that didn't even make it that far. They didn't even get out here that long before they got out of here. And it's really, we have to really place the blame where it belongs. The racehorse mentality. Now, I'm not going to act like I don't know the flaws in it. A lot of people might think, I'm doing this and I don't know what's going on. Now, I understand now, but it's like, what do you do when you have that mentality now? What do you do about it? Well, me, I'm going to try to make it benefit for me. Some people saying, hey, I have to get rid of it. I have to figure out a way to eliminate it. So, that's their way of doing stuff. With me, I learn a flaw and I figure out how I'm going to make it benefit me. A lot of people, you say I'm a narcissist or I think of myself as a selfish way of thinking, because the real way to do anything that you have that's a flaw or a negative towards your success or yourself is to get rid of it, terminate it. But to me, that's too much of going against the grain, and that's hard. And it's like, why not go with the grain and try to perfect whatever is holding you back. Because some things you just cannot get rid of. Some things you can. It's easier. You may take 30-day steps and or a year. Whatever it takes for you to kick a habit that you cannot break. I just think sometimes it's in your best interest to make it work for you because it seems so much smooth and easy when you do that. So, I try to wake up a little bit extra and plan my days out. Put this stuff down on paper, try to think about it. But then take off. Hey, listen, I gotta go. I make sure, I'm looking at the speed limits. That's what you guys gotta do out here. Check this, read the signs around you. When you see that sign that says no trucks in the left lane, do not hit that left lane. But you gotta be on point, pay attention. Because us racehorse drivers miss a lot of signs. Because we ready to go. We ready to take off and go. So, I really don't want to make this video too long. And like I said, I might revisit this video because I might think of some other perspectives to talk about that I didn't hit on. But, it's a disease out here. I'm just going to call it for what it is. And we have to work on this because it's not getting you as far as you think. We thinking because for the moment, because we going through our moment day-to-day problems, so we figure we do this real quick, we can fix it. But then when these day-to-days turns into year-to-year or 5-year to 5-year, you got to start thinking in those bubbles in that bracket. Because see, me personally, I'm trying to think, years ahead. That's a racehorse mentality. Even my mind is thinking all the way ahead, way past today. So, a lot of my setups, and that's why I appreciate it, because now I'm in a position where I can set up because my mind is in that, and see, I just want to give you an example of that. Like my man right now, he just coming to work. The first thing he do, making sure he's ready to run the race. You got to gear yourself up for these things. And, I got to do the same thing. It's about time for me to go ahead and hit this road. But I just wanted to hit y'all with a video real quick. Keep the consistency going with y'all because, I know eventually there's going to be a lot of people out here trying to understand, how I did all this and, where was I coming from and what was I presently thinking at the moments of my days of trying to get to the next level. So, yeah, I'm gonna keep on hitting y'all with some videos of things that I think that's important to your success because, listen, at the end of the day, even at this point now that I'm in and I don't even feel like I got nowhere, I get a lot of phone calls now. So it's like I just really need a place to direct people to say, hey, listen, these are the things that you can view if you want more information on how these things work out here and how you could start off on your steps to, getting to where you want to get to in life. Because that's what life is all about. It's not really about getting what somebody else has. It's about you sitting down knowing what you want, and then you put on your racehorse shoes. Now, I know my tortoise out there gonna be mad at this one, man. But listen, man, like, the field is different. Like, I gotta talk to the people that y'all guys not talking to. I feel like, it's a must. Until we figure it out, we're gonna need somebody out here to talk to the guys that you guys are just throwing to the side because we just don't get it. You don't get it. So, you guys is getting tired and you guys is like losing patience with, the racehorse society. We're gonna call them the youth. A lot of the youth has got the racehorse mentality, so I'm gonna talk about them. But yeah, man. Until we get it together, man, we're gonna be out here trying to plan, man. Until next time, though. You guys stay safe out there, man. Peace.